million players. It is madness.
And they're saying the comps are so good. It's literally there are no
Okay,
bad
let's see
comps
how the Waylay
passing
looks on
today
Aspas.
when this guy's on your team.
G2 on defense, we've got MIBR on attack.
As MIBR will be on the attack side.
Knife hits 2, but Fade I went in and didn't scan anyone.
On the attack side with the Waylay, by the way. In the hands of Aspas.
Oh my god, that is an absolute shot.
So far not too shabby. Good shooting there as Aspas has found a couple. Jonah P staved off. And Trent now trying to sit back behind that special delivery, but Aspas has the angle.
My goodness.
He'll refract on back here to Art. And in the meantime, there will be a plant.
Is
he about to make us a believer? It's only the third kill that was because of the Waylay, but...
The early days of the Stage 1 season here, I mean, come on, man. This guy is one of the best, if not the best, always has been.
Arzine, who's been fantastic in his start to Stage 1. In that split game, over half of his kills came from 4Ks. 12 out of 22 of them. He's been absurd.
Very, very nice. Aspas. Halfway to his ult.
The first convergent paths of the game.
I'd love to see the first bullet fired, insta-kill, just an easy play contacting up through Art. You know,
yeah, I mean, he hit some lovely shots there.
When we see G2 on attack, they'll have the Fade to throw some Prowlers in there, get the space that way.
Nice round, guys.
But this MIBR comp is lacking one of
nice round, guys. Mate, you got 4 of them.
See on this map, G2 before this comp switch, running the Sova, now into the Fade, very standard. MIBR really only having this 0 point as a tool for that info gain with Artzin.
Good time to remember that the hindrance from Waylay does more than just slow you down. It affects your fire rate, recoil recovery, equip speed, and reload speed. It is nasty to be hit by. Just keep an eye out for that.
Okay, G2 crunch over towards middle. Fade does in. He doesn't see Quadzia. Quadzia on his own has a ghost and he's about to... Aye, that's a great shot from him. About to say he's about to get overwhelmed, but he kills 1 and then saw at least 2, I think 3. Aspas may be going a bit too far with the gun, but it's a great shot.
Aspas is clearly feeling it today. And again, G2 make the gamble towards... you know, Plaza maybe hoping to take a weapon or something.
I mean, Aspas feeling it and more than happy to take these duels and try and get closer to that ultimate. Only 2 orbs away. Would love to have that on the bonus round to keep that snowball building, the momentum going.
Nice shooting there for Trent. Exiting the round with some form of equity wouldn't hurt. There is a Vandal at play, but it's in the hands of Aspas. Who'll look to make use of it here. Working Valen down, and Trent will fall soon after.
Ult for the bonus. Ult for the bonus and a lot of confidence. A lot of confidence for this guy.
Basically fires off like a breach ultimate. That hits everyone with that hindrance as opposed to the stun.
And it also speeds you
okay, what's the round with the ult?
You get the convergence.
Looks like a B. The bonus is incredible. Artzin as well, kind of close to his ult. And picking up some orbs, been getting some plants. 2 deaths also.
As they did on the prior round, though, of course, now on the full buy as MIBR take quick
Bake smoke into flash and drone. Then after flashing, you pick it up and then join your teammate over towards middle. G2 go for the same Fade Eye with the same push. Yeah, Aspas gets out of there because he wants to try save his ult.
G2 now fan out
Didn't keep his ult alive. Oh, they really locked him in. They kind of got to get through this style within the next like 5 seconds.
Serious concerns about the flank with their wall being down, with Cortesia being down when this Nebula drops.
They're not just fully done.
Drops have just been cleared, so it might be an opportunity for Leaf to activate.
Flash goes in, flash dash.
Valen's able to take Artizine down, though. Aspas will be tucked into the corner here. Convergent paths available, but no need to make use of it yet. Still no plan. It's going to have to be Verno to step up and do the dirty work, and naturally there'll be a guided salvo to
keep an eye on Leaf here. About to shoot everyone in the back.
It's the flank from Leaf, so well timed.
Okay, finds him 1, but again, it's more
Don't do it.
Aspas is now trying
Oh
to
my god, really?
to make a difference here. He's going to pop the conversion pass now. Trent and Jonah look like they might be affected by it, but Aspas can't make use of this speed boost because he's hoping to tease something out instead.
At the very least, that
I mean,
will allow
sure,
him to
he's
get the spike
believing.
down there and play out this 2 versus 3, where again, it's Aspas trying to get proactive, take a forward angle.
Yeah, tucked in Halls here. Nice
Stunned for the swing.
Trent's got to be out of the game. He's been stunned and hindered for much of the round so far, but it's up to Shenum now in a 1 versus 3.
Okay.
Trent
Always a little bit
opens
too
around
much for me, but
beautifully.
they got a plan, I guess.
And closes it off with Shenum falling.
That's in his worth,
The
but
moments where they could have tried to garner back an advantage, but G2
two
nice job
gunnery
playing that
buys
patiently,
for G2.
allowing some time for Leaf to work that flank after this early kill onto Cortez.
Emily, yeah, it's so fine. Thanks for checking that.
That one. And Aspas caught trying to
Alicius
get
with the
that.
prime. Thank you so much. Thank you.
What
Thank
was
you.
that one called? Saturation.
Saturate? Yeah,
The
yeah.
saturate. Ah, yes.
Definitely your forte, this, isn't it? Aspas obviously made use of that ultimate there, and it did hit 2 people, right? But there's no need to run up. He just wanted a chance to get a plant down. G2 slow in that round, happy to stall things out as much as they could with that Teo util and allow for a wrap from
This is a
Leaf.
nice knife, though. It's like tucked in. I'm not sure you can even break that from anywhere.
Where you just place that Astra recall
Once the
star
drone
towards
goes
B,
out.
out of it, make sure that pillar is clear, that little corner.
Okay,
left
G2,
one's tucked there
while
either.
losing B control and seeing the drone, or at least hearing the drone, they salvo punish with a flash as well over towards A.
Okay, Lightspeed gets him into
Kokomo
holes now.
isolate
We
for,
stop
sorry,
briefly
Aspas
by
isolate
his
for a little
own
bit.
fragment.
This is a
Rotate
pretty good
comes
way to
in,
take
1,
back
2,
also
3
because
here.
So much distance with that light speed dash. Pop
What kind
flash
of plant do we
from
get?
into
Safe
halls.
plant.
G2 haven't been playing there. If someone had, they probably would have gotten caught.
Big
It's a
knife.
setup for a full retake.
It's hard to make use of that dash out in the open because you can't do
Yeah,
it.
the
Jet
knife
doesn't
delays
dive
for
into
a good
Cloudburst, for
amount.
example, but
Budson
to
gets a
dive
kill, he
into
gets
cover
his
is
ult.
totally fine.
If Shenum gets his kill, he gets an ult.
Jeez, if you're going to issue a challenge for Aspas to play Waylay, you better make sure you're allowed to do it yourself, buddy. On the Oru still. Hudson finds a timing, or does he know Valen's ready for it?
Oof.
Oh my goodness,
Nice
he
shots.
emerges at Aspas just to
Yeah, not a good plant for you guys. You're pretty much done for here. Got an Astra suck, that's about it.
Jorg gets himself up on the box. He'll find one. Cortegi's able to answer at the very least here.
Yeah, and
He
Astra
goes
died
his
before he
job
could do Astra
surely.
suck.
Verno tries to hang, but Valen will have
Very,
this
very
one
nice. Dude, when
unraveled.
Balan's doing that,
You know, they attempt to commit their utility there to fight forward. We saw Arsen's
Much you can
point
do,
of
huh?
view. Those salvos force the players and link back so he can try to get forward, take the fight, but unfortunately just loses out to Valen, who then, after that second domino, fast shot takes down Aspas. That makes the retake all too easy, and at that point with the util expended, the spike not planted for long.
I'm frying these kids, bro.
They're pretty much fried. They have no missiles for the spike, nothing.
I mean, it's beautiful for Valen. Like that retake from him, I think punishes the push. I think Cortezio or someone pushed him there in towards Link and then immediately dominated Aspas there, who hasn't found a frag since round number 2. So it's been a
yeah,
couple
I'm surprised
quiet ones
Odson
down in a
didn't
row, but
try and
again,
like
there's a discussion
time
about
his
what
flash
Waylay's
off of the
attempted to do
salvos.
because, you know, she definitely makes that space when she's able to dash in there, but sometimes it can feel like Neon that you are
Is
creating
this tech
space in order to
or
just get
it looks a bit
traded.
like a tech?
Aspas gets into halls, maybe allows for a plant, but then G2 usually have a mechanism with which to move back in, start to retake. Valen can also use like Nova Pulse to get a stun off. Jorgamo, of course, working from top of tower as Yoru. And there's always a possibility of a late reflank by someone like Leaf.
I love that G2 immediately are able to adapt to what they expect MIBR to do, how strong their site execs are going to be with this comp that they're running. It's an MIBR team that back in kickoff were playing all of the standard old stuff, mixing in a little bit of double duelist
They're
here and
playing
there.
Sky comps still, right?
But now coming into stage 1, having that time off, that break, while G2 were busy grinding away, trying to win Bangkok and coming up just so short. You know, this MIBR team, they've been able to reinvent
2 buy rounds in a row
themselves.
from G2. Force them down to an eco and it's their chance to get their money good.
Been a difference maker here for this
More
MIBR
B
team, who they just
spams.
invested in these 4 young
And
players around Aspas. Now though, it's a bit of an awkward.
Just
buy-in
feel
this
like
round. They do
the
have a null
Vice
command to work with,
is
so they might get within striking
owning them a
distance, try
little
and
bit.
fast hit this. They've got
So
a
maybe
Guardian
more
and
people to
Cortezi
try go
between
through the
Vandalin.
wall.
You know, some Razorvine lineups as well, so no players from G2 can
Yeah,
flood
looking
back
like
in when
3
the
of them
site
maybe want to go
comes
through the
through.
wall at the same time, but Fawn stops that.
No
Fawn
shield
stops it
trigger either.
and they went
didn't
for
set
the hit
wall.
as well. So they
there's
just
a
used
little
all their
still
util.
here for G2 once this Razorvine is cleared. And there's also some setup in halls in case
And they
Aspas
didn't
tries
really
to
get to
there
go.
again.
Pressure over towards B, instant prowler. No one else gets through the wall again. Got 7 seconds for 4 players to be here for G2.
Only a matter of time, though.
He's cleared it. Here's Artisy now playing pretty close with the Bucky, of course. Jorgum over towards heaven. Here's that Cosmic Divide.
Okay, now this is going to get hard. Astro for Astro. You definitely got to keep an eye on Artsy. He's got a little pocket here. Teva goes in though, he's going to see it. Oh, that is smart from Jonah P.
And it's going to be Jorg getting picked off. Verno's able to find a shot kill. Cortezio in the corner with that single hero rifle. And up comes Artisy tries to go to work with the Bucky. He's good for one.
That was pretty cool though. He used that ult against them.
And a Cosmic Divide committed here by G2.
MIBR just finding so much value there from Shannon popping that wall off, denying all of those choke points, entering back in from G2. So challenging.
Okay, what do they have? A Guardian, a Bucky, and a couple of Sheriffs, and they come out
actually
with 4 upgrades.
A lot of the players just had pistols anyhow.
I mean, Verno
4 upgrades, and they took out every single gun. That one's really big. 1-9 loss bonus coming in for G2. 2 people can't buy here, so big decision to make. Oh, what the?
What was that shot?
Wait, what?
That's essentially just a pre-fire. On the angle prediction swing through top. That's vile from Verno. And it's these crossfires that they've been trying to set up multiple rounds in a row now, finally bearing some fruit after being pretty much ultimately dismantled by set.
The Astro ult, yeah. The Astro ult on B, where you do it just for the plan, always backfires. Yeah, this should never see it win. But this Astro ult where you do it deep, that's the one.
MIBR gets forced out to be long, but if you are not able to force MIBR out of the site, right? If you're dealing with these entrenched anchors in the post part on the attack side, like Cortezio was in that corner, or Verno, things get a little dicier. You got some flash util to work with, but ultimately you don't know what's on the other side of that Cosmic Divide. You are flying blind, essentially.
It's cool to see how MIBR are using
Which Astro? Like this one never wins. Right, where you do it like here to get the plant, can't do a straight line. This one to get the plant, this has like a really low win rate. This is a very high win rate.
Finding success there, forcing them onto the eco after G2
People kind of do this just to try get onto site and plant, but
the last time we saw MIBR on this map, it was
it's better to just do this one and have util.
Sentinels in that lower final. The one map they won in that series, an absolute marathon.
I think it's ever worth doing this one unless it's like a 2v2 or something.
So far, these 2 teams are locked in place now, heading into the 6th round. Still a bike here for some of G2, but it's ugly. They are definitely trying to save up for their next. Sheriffs and Stinger.
Okay, this is nice from MIBR.
Maybe at some point,
a lot of B spam, and then they know with a timeout that they're probably going to change something up.
MIBR just committing the stealth.
They way over towards middle to try punish that push that happened earlier with the fade eye. They still go back over towards it.
Teleport out in time.
It's pretty telegraphed.
What guns do they buy in? Stinger, Sheriff, Ghost, not much.
A little bit harder to react to. Okay, Aspas. Getting ready just with that refract popped. If he has to back out.
Yeah, Jorgamo's in a really strong pose though.
This time G2, they do want
a great knife through the wall.
Eco jaw, hoping that Aspas will dash past and you can kill someone behind him, or just shoot Aspas right in the back, and Art's in as well.
Yeah, null command active, but Jorgamo's more than happy to fight with the classic, and Trent has himself a Vandal. It's down to 2, but Artisan is on his hands and knees, and Verno's praying that somebody can come to the rescue.
And this is
buddy, that is a dirty thrifty.
This is one of these rough things with the waylay. You're just dashing into nothing sometimes.
From G2 there, out of the timeout for the first time, really setting up crossfires.
Okay, huge run for G2. They get so much for this. They probably needed to do a shallow Astra smoke if they wanted to do this, like the one-way one.
Go deep into halls, far forward, and if he doesn't check that left side, which is you can't really do, he'll be able to shoot the next player coming through. I mean, at that, he even gets Aspas in the back. Cool, but
util, yeah, I liked a bit of util. Would love to have seen shallower smoke that's a one-way if they want to do that pathing, and then some kind of KO flash.
Dude,
the B spam is actually real.
And this 0 point connects
non-stop B
spam.
spam.
Right now. Do MIBR try to hit the gas before they get stuck? Yeah, they want to.
Oh, locks 2 on site, same pathing. Oh my goodness, though. Carried on with the momentum, so it was a hard shot to hit. Everyone gets out of there. Do they cancel fully? They should.
Armageddon comes through.
At the moment, there's still a minute on the clock for MIBR. They can try to slow
you can mid-round this for sure.
Here. Maybe cut noise, wait for someone on G2 to peek out, try and punish, and then go for the re-hit.
Flashing oneself onto the angle with the operator is, well, it's audacious.
Dude, Visor hits 3 though.
Here's the Steel Guard on active now. Arc Rose the flash.
Only person it didn't hit was Jorgamo.
Happy to play it with the Sheriff. Verno and Artisan get their hands dirty though. This is getting ugly, but Jorg's found
my goodness. It's like second time going over towards B, losing to pistols. They are just forcing B side. They definitely need a timeout.
Crossfires were again so effective. I really liked how MIBR played that round.
Yeah, we got to approve Elizabeth. It's all good. Thanks for checking.
I mean, sickening entry from Ospas off the light speed up top. The jaw goes nuclear.
There's a lot to be said about thinking about using a Steel Guard against a team who just thrifted you because they're still holding those Sheriffs. You don't always have the ability just to buy an extra Sheriff to make sure you're still strong in the Steel Garden. So the timing there for MIBR kind of put them against still pretty good weapons.
Now it's 4 Sheriffs for MIBR. We're trying to press up towards mid, where they have not particularly put much emphasis. It's been just straight up executes until this point.
Aspas has had 1 frag since round 2. Getting quiet on that front as he looks to try and work his way into Art. Jorg is going to see this, but it's a wide swing and then a refract. Aspas gets out of jail.
Oh my god, I mean, milliseconds on that refract.
Yeah, it was close.
To keep his life. More, but Jaw makes it look
straight back to it with no
always.
util. I would love to see. I would love to see the KO try and set the waylay way more.
Jorgamo runs into all of them now with the dimensional drifter, so MIBR know they're on
good,
a clock. There's going to be pressure from G2.
Good info.
Direction momentarily. So there has to be a play. Nova Pulse comes down, but it's only on a clone. Jonah P tucked in the corner.
God, every time I'm watching MIBR, they're just forcing through a smoke and getting absolutely wrecked. 3 rounds in a row.
Here it is, the push into Plaza, as predicted. And Cortesia, he's alone with the Sheriff. This town ain't big enough for him and the rest of G2, I suspect. Not much to do. Yeah,
very nice.
I heard G2 counting down the swing.
Yeah, a little bit worried for MIBR.
They knew what they had to do.
That's 3 rounds in a row out of the timeout where G2 have been so proactive at setting up really immaculate crossfires, in the site. To the extent even that we saw this.
Take a timeout, walk mid. I mean, this was eco.
To the extent that we saw Jonah even.
Let's see what they got for the buy round.
A salvo forward. This is his own teammate, so he wasn't taking much damage, but it just enables G2 to lock down the site with absolute ease.
Quietly, Trent's having an excellent game so far. In fact, a lot of what he's been able to do has been on those B-side holds, right? The retakes alongside.
I hope this is a timeout to literally just be like, please use the KO flash before we do stuff. Especially as we get the info. Like here they got the info that there's the Jorgamo is holding Art. They have a KO that is over towards A, and there's a window literally that he can throw a flash through. The fact that we go and re-peek it is so criminal. We have 2 rounds before that, forcing over towards B against the Eco. No flash for the exec. Like, there has to be... The only way this agent works is with a setup. So these have got to get used.
Level that he was at then. Whether it's him or Leaf, those have been the silent killers on this team, while Jaw's the one who's really making all of the noise, all of the flashy plays, the spectacle player.
5-3 is the score heading into the 9th. Looks like here will be a play towards A main. The 0 point comes in early, ideally to stop some of this hindering util.
Yeah, you just want to know if the defense is going to try to fight for A main. But that has just not been G2's prerogative.
Okay, 3 rounds in a row where this Fade Eye's gone here. And there's been a push from middle after it. Do they commit?
No, it's a token guided salvo just to force MIBR to actually like stay honest and re-clear this area properly. But G2 are not trying to move in and populate that zone after they clear it with Teho util early. Look! Right between the eyes, folks! Shadow now also make his way in towards Art. Aspas got pretty deep onto that A side there, but now refracting out. MIBR definitely in a good position to hit this, as G2 want to give it up and play that full retake. 0 Point came in and forced Leaf back even further.
Yeah, it's time for G2 to play this as the
This is interesting from G2.
No risks into the 5.
No trigger of the wall, and they really want to go clear middle. Know that there's pressure here anyway.
Somewhere to even things up, and it might be Shenum who's about to be in this 1 versus 2.
This time he's aware of the push through Plaza.
Oh, that's a really nice fade eye.
Unfortunately, he cannot win out against Joner. He had a 1 versus 1 there. And here's G2 just looking classy on these retakes. Aspas can only do so much.
This was really, really nice to watch from G2.
Somebody who
very, very nice.
Nonchalance is an existential imperative. Unfortunately, the cool, calm, collected won't work for you there.
That's not what MIBR
Just got the sound of the replay going off.
The most vocal, most excited play.
I don't believe them.
I'm gonna take
oh my god, this is pure chaos.
that his high school Spanish has gotten communicated. That take of
Every possible sound.
Cool, by the way. I've never seen that haunt. It was hitting a nice little glide off the wall. Shannon was like, "Where's this thing landing, bro?" I've never seen that
Just
before.
gaping at it until he has the chance to shoot at it.
Oh my goodness, what's going on, man?
Should be the same here for G2, so nothing too special in A main. Probably just the Teo util. Yep.
Okay, Teo for Teo. Everyone trying to fight over towards A. Knife goes in and secures that they can take A main.
Really just want to deny any
Another big buy round before MIBR go down to an eco.
I do love how active G2 have been at mixing these setups up, especially once you get the operator into the mix with
We have
John,
no
the ability
flashes.
to
It's a big
teleport
buy
around the
round.
map.
They've gone all in. They have no
alpha
flashes.
man
Fast to go onto site.
It's not this
I'm
round, but
worried.
they are so
They at least
far
have the
back off
ult to
side
cover it
here.
up.
Stealth Drone gets significant info for MIBR, who now want to get into
My
the
KO
G2 starting to filter
his
into the side.
entry.
His convergent paths that come down. Aspas though doesn't look to make use of the speed buff, just tucks himself into dugout. G2 had to re-clear this, they're not going to be ready for it though. Clone comes through, Aspas dangerous here. Salvo comes
Hey, he
through.
did good to get one.
Well, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Now over towards Art though, some action. Shenum.
He gets his.
Beidou hits 2 on site. Wow, man. Tank. Got hit on this on site. Insta swing. That was a great shot.
G2 have to make the move, but Jorg has an op. Up on the side, properly playing aggressively, but now he's all alone.
Man, the individuals did incredible to win their 1v1s here. Aspas did incredible. Artsin did incredible, and then was it Cortazir on site or was it Verno? I can't remember. All 3 of them. I'm not even sure they're favored in these duels.
In this instance, fighting over towards Art, Tessie getting that kill, and then the team are just able to swing back together. They are really relentless in these post plants once they get the spike down.
Young Shenum's a really important player here in playing in an important position because G2 are giving up A and then late reflanking through Plaza. And Shenum is the one that's normally playing top art in those situations. Tough position to be in. This time though, no aggression early A main. It's towards Art. But G2 are actually holding this quite
they're
lightly.
sending it.
Now the null command comes in.
This is nice from G2 though. We play an anti-KO setup on this one. Wait, is he... Holy. Timed it well though. Artsin's out on an island on his own.
What's the plan for the rest of this MIBR team? It's Verno next up with the spike close by, but they're worried about the push through water. There's nothing coming from there though.
Yeah, MIBR, they're trying to take the time. They need to get to the spike at some point. The Prowler's just adding further delay, yeah.
Okay, Aspas does pick it up. Even though there's a grab wall that comes in, it's just a little too late.
Oh my goodness, what is that spam?
Now they want to try and extract themselves here, but look at Jorgamo.
Okay, I just discovered a new spam angle. Didn't know you could do that. Should have taken some damage through the wall there out of absolutely nowhere. But yeah, as you mentioned, it's this positioning from Jaw that's allowing the rest of G2 to stay focused over towards the A site as the time is dwindling.
I feel there is real value in playing the Waylay. I think you have to do a double duelist for it to look convincing. God, there's so much util. Oh my goodness.
If you ever needed a more clear-cut example,
precise gunplay, and I won't hear anything else about it, Wyatt. We're going to 4v4 now in the post plant.
Keep an eye on the luck on this one. Shenum as well. He can definitely get a star down onto the spike. Massive duel for Cortazia and Jorgamo. Very, very nice. I thought he had an Astra star, does he not? No, he doesn't. Okay, now he does. Just came up. Tap of the spike. Astra Suck goes in. Teo up in 4, so they might get half. Oh, Verno went down. Lovely shots, bro. Lovely, lovely shots. Feels like they're winning a lot of the rounds down to individuals. Some nice shots again hit though.
On Pearl in kickoff. In the lower final was the man who dragged MIBR over the finish line against Sen. This is just absurd.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what.
Game at that point. There's no reason to even put your hand on your keyboard.
Venom is dead.
Looks like a raid boss fight mechanic, honestly. It's rough. The 4 is lava. All right, last round of the half here. And you'll notice a Cosmic Divide up here. Jorgamo also 1 orb will give them that dimensional drift, crucial for that mid-round info.
The prior Cosmic Divide that we saw early in this half from Shenum essentially netted an entire round win for MIBR. Here it is in the same position. This time earlier, just to take the
Okay, that Diva Astra ult that we spoke about. They can get space. We've got a knife to see if anyone's playing in front of it. Yeah, they get the good plant for long, and they have Cortazia's ult that they can kind of combo when the walt's about to go down. I would argue that was a bit too early. Oh, they want to push with it? Okay, sure.
I love this. They're pushing off the side. Steel Garden's active.
Okay, wait, okay. I really, really like this.
It was a shorty. Nothing to be done about it. Here's that retake Cosmic Divide.
Ult goes in. They kind of use the ult against them. Wow, what a great plan this was. Use their own ult against them. Push over towards spawn.
They're on the wrong side of the retake wall. They can't make use
yeah,
of
they just.
right now.
Wow, this was cool.
It's all up to Trent here, and he is
also nice to see that MIBR for sure believers in the better Astra ult. It's 2 times rounds 1 with that. Okay, it is a great streak of rounds at the end here. Should be pretty close. This is an awesome idea though.
Excellent decision, and then that immediate pivot back to fight towards Link. All those flankers, who cares? We're just fighting forward as a unit.
I don't understand your comms. Wait, that's incredible.
They've been able to keep even on the scoreboard.
Genuinely sick game so far. Been fascinating to see how these 2 teams want to throw down. 2 of the best in America's going at it on Pearl. We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, second half will be kicking off with G2 on the attack.
It's for you. Do you like it? Come on, Charlie. Use your new door. Come on, let's go. I said go.
You go around them. Maybe they would have got an 8-4. The force over towards B. Yeah. Honestly, there was a couple of rounds where maybe the KO util could have saved them.
The new Red Bull Zero is here. 100% wings with monk fruit extract.
Do you think is better on Pearl on defense, Waylay or Yoru? It's not even a question. Yoru's way, way better. Especially on Pearl. Yoru's like, on Pearl defense, it's actually Yoru's best map, I would say, on defense. Hazza, hello mate, how you doing? Cortazia has 100% headshot ratio at the moment. On this map, that's nuts. Split and bind? Nah, it's still better on this map. It's long rotates and it's one of the only agents that can play like the weird spots over towards B.
Plant push off the side by MIBR that turns G2's Cosmic Divide against them and forces them into a really awkward spot at the end of those 12 rounds. We have a tied game, folks. Pearl is delivering. There's a lot of moving parts here, but these 2 teams are seriously throwing down.
MIBR intending on doing something active in mid as G2 put the emphasis on A main control, recovering the
1-0 at the moment for Pistols.
Jono able to check that now.
Oh, the spacing's really off.
There's no spacing there. No one really follow up on that at all.
And hoping that he wouldn't be running into an actual horde of G2. Wanted to take an honest 1v1, but a dishonest 2v1 is the result of his death.
Yes, let's blame it on G2. Very good, very good. I like a bit of projection. Plaza,
okay, instant reaction to seeing a lot of people over towards mid. You see Shannon push down towards long B. TP goes in, fake TP. We got drone that went right. We got Prowler that goes left. Forms does stall for a little bit, but there's no help. Should be relatively easy to get a plant down. There's a world where they try and exit, trigger the wall, and then they can flood, like now. Yeah, they might be able to descend this. Only one person isolated over towards site, walls up for a little bit. We can duel above it.
Sheer wall activated, but the rest of G2 will be able to filter into the site now. It's Cortezi a bit of an issue though. They haven't been able to dig him out of dugout.
Great shot. Bro, he really is the headshot beast, isn't he?
G2, but that spike is down. They're a little staggered hero towards his A side though, as George might want to take
so many low HPs.
Cortezia, very low. The guided salvo comes in and Trent will
oh my goodness.
An ignoble end to someone who's had a great round. Cortezia will fall. And it's
really nice from Jorgamo on this one. Trent with the salvos, just the delay was awesome. It's also a really cool idea from him. Instead of saving them for the tap, right, just combining them together, getting some swings.
Just silly, to be honest.
1-1 in terms of the pistols, though. We like to see that.
Come on, man. This flick onto Shannon was insane, though. That was a pivotal moment.
That is a sick round from him.
Been taking his time, working through art. Was going to be that late nail in the coffin for MIBR after playing a really good defense. All of that utility.
Yeah, it is fair. So good.
Spike tap to find that kill. Cost delay was excellent. It is the
There's no conflict.
Bringing them over the finish line in that
Not for the ones that we have in the list, anyway.
This flashy G2, it's a lot of fun to watch now.
1-1 for the pistols, like we said. Let's see how clean they can keep this eco. They go up against a Ghost. They go up against a Marshall. And the Marshall, after losing A control, just push real heavy over towards it. What's the timing like? Ooh, absolute shot from Jonah P.
That's tough. Immediately shut down. That was the one weapon for MIBR. Osboss loves to get that round two Marshall. Sometimes they even go crazy and invest, try to get him an outlaw when they have some cash.
So Werner here just ready with some stall util. 0 point here could also be a bit awkward for G2. It's really about timing for Arsene. Okay, surely about now. Pop that. Still, this util's going to come on in. The Teo util from Verno is going to slow G2 up. At least already got an activated there over towards Link. Arsene wants to challenge this into smoke. And he gets riddled with bullets. Genom here ready. Flash doesn't really go off as Arcros is blocked there by Nebula. And Leaf is still able to cut him down to size. Cortezia. Now there's one here. Jonah P will kick him out the round.
This first body shot kill, right?
Damage gone, but ultimately pretty irrelevant. The best guns still carried over by G2. We were beginning to take
what a nightmare.
Second half. So far this game
pretty perfect for G2 at the moment. They get Jorgamo's ult. And let's see how that's so loud. Let's see how MIBR want to handle this. Might see like a couple over towards middle to react from the Yoru ult. Yeah, it's looking like Yoru ult goes on, everyone else goes over towards A main.
Yeah, there's so much influx right now at the top of the scene. Obviously early days in stage 1, so we don't really know where to rank teams at this point.
First gun round, MIBR.
Okay, a lot of pressure over towards A.
For this A main position, but it's
I think the ult's here and then
also helped sold here by
decoy to break the wall. I like this. He doesn't have much time. Yeah, but he does. For one of the first times in, honestly, maybe ever, he has a TP out so he can actually get out instead of having to commit. We're learning. They took a lot of space off of it. They created a lot of pressure. That is insane. I love this little push though. They feel like they need to get map control, especially over towards A. Double push to A main. Do they expect?
They might be able to explore up main.
Oh, the timing's wild on this 2v2 with the spike.
Leaf, I think, have snuck in here. Oh, they're going to get pinched here.
Oh, they're both shot.
Dangerous spot. Aspas might be aware of it now as that horn got cleared. Genom, Notino can't run back over towards the site now, but he can rely on Aspas to get the job done. He finds one. Genom gets involved in
Very
G2.
nice, man.
Getting shot in the back of the head is now Jorg is surrounded. His bonus round not going the way they would have liked.
That was just a beautiful call from Aspas, Shenum, whoever made it to retake.
Yeah, the two-person push is really right. The two-person push was everything here. Because they just didn't have any map control.
Was inevitably coming. Let's take this 2v2 forward. Little bait and switch. Shenum the one to break the Prowler, so Aspas can get that free swing onto Trent, catch him with the util out. And then they double face onto the second player. That is just some excellent fundamental play on display there from MIBR.
I think
Lost win round keeps their economy alive.
the pick up of flowers there, I think, by Verno, crucial there as well to break what looked like it would be a bit of a pinch. Okay, are we up against the barrier now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 can't buy, and only one for MIBR, so if they lose this they might force. A control in reaction, Aspas takes a lot of space, and ooh, Artsin ignores Art, and that is insane. And Artsin's just walking up the whole time, and Jorgamo gets that.
He can be cleared from this position with Taeho.
Dude, Jorgamo's, I can't believe he wins that, to be honest. I wonder if Artsin missed a little bit.
Very straightforward, fast round thrown into the mix from G2, who typically are known for playing very slow-paced, sensible, well-called attack side rounds, where they give Valen ample time to really flex his IGL muscles, but sometimes you want to.
Yeah, they gotta save one of these guns.
That the other team are not going to expect.
Right, they'll get an extra 1,000
gives them a taste of their own
they can buy or drop.
Kill through smoke straight away to enter into the site. Can't be too mad at that.
And I just love just the timing that Jorg's able to find there. It's really nice. And that's probably the beauty in this G2
Yeah,
team.
I feel like he won a duel where he was W keying and Artsin had a proper swing. So, majority of the time, Artsin should win that duel. I don't know if we see a replay of it. I reckon he just whiffed.
We've been talking about G2 for so long. They could get that X Factor player.
Yeah. Double body shot.
Into that next echelon. We know that they could be
Rexit, thank you so much. Thank you with the bits.
They were so close to proving that at Bangkok, barely falling short.
Bringing out the Lofa.
On the final map against
don't remind me, dude.
Back. No, but there's always questions after those events when the teams come back to play the stage. Are they going to continue being in that good form? Are they exhausted while the other teams have been prepping in scrims? They don't know what to expect. While teams like MIBR have been able to watch
same story. A default. Once they hear util over towards A, Aspas takes the angle.
You love to see the effort being put in from them.
Start looking at the money for MIBR. You got 3 people that can't buy next. Lovely trade on this.
Leaf does at least secure the trade. Now he's again aware of a pushback in towards Plaza. That won't be coming. And G2 start to extract themselves here from this A main.
Aspas has been embedded fairly far forward over on B, taking that initial contact.
Yeah, strong off angle for Aspas. And Trent doesn't have the drone, and Jonah P only has a fade eye.
Got MIBR focused over
Round kind of comes down to this one because that's an orb here for Jonah P to get his ult.
This re-clear of Link here by Leaf into water. He's going to find Cortesia. Okay, got him. But elsewhere, things work out. MIBR have Aspas pushed up. He's able to find the frag, and he might want to stick around here. Saturate going to be thrown out. He does have the ability to refract should he need to, and he does. Oh, body straight into the Venn diagram of murder. You hate to see it. Now Verno's going to pick up the tower position a little bit low. It does have a salvo to disrupt the plant.
Low as well.
Oh, Valen.
Going to take a fair amount of damage. It might just go down, and he does, so we're into the 2-on-2.
The stones on that guy to stick it. My goodness. Now, a bona fide 2 versus 2. It's still Leaf going poking around towards Link.
At the moment, Trent has no utility. His salvos haven't cycled back up yet, so maybe MIBR can do something within this window.
There's a crossfire here, though, for the attackers, excuse me. Leaf and Trent can play off.
Shot. Absolute shot.
Bullet straight to the throat. And now it's Shenham in the unenviable position of having to walk
Okay,
up.
very nicely handled. MIBR got an eco on this, and it's looking like plain sailing for G2, especially they got the ult advantage now as well.
To find that initial kill. Sick individual play from him. One of the other G2 players and just players in Americas in general that's been at the top.
The Aspas deep line B.
Was
because I might have to.
outrageous. These guys are getting silly.
Yeah, he's kind of playing all the spots where like a Yoru can get away, but away they can't. So, I don't know. He has to just
MIBR, who
commit to the duel and kill everyone.
After this timeout from Coach Fraud.
G2 really, I mean, looking down, I mean, it's great to see what Leaf has been able to manufacture for them, just in these, little explorations across the map at times. I think about 2 rounds, like Jorg finds that timing on Artazine over towards that art direction. Able to catch Aspas out on that B long in that previous round as well, and has been taking extreme pleasure in, commanding Trent to blow them up with his guided salvos. Good looks, got every reason to feel upbeat if you're G2, but Coach Josh will never let them get ahead of themselves here. Rattling some orders down the line. 3 more rounds to close this game out. And still a timeout in hand for G2 should they need it. We're going to jump in here and we see Aspas has taken up the operator.
Okay, sticks over towards B as well. Gets the op out. Gonna have to deal with a drone, potential clone, and then all of the fade util, including potentially a fade ult. So definitely gonna get a POV of Aspas here. So the main gun into the round as well. Artin has the other.
Great duelist main showdown.
Given he has the op, Aspas is not going to push up B early in the round. He's going to
they're just trying to bait this out, and maybe there'll be a drone. Fade goes in, and Aspas.
But he has to post up on his angle somehow, and he has to do so.
Yeah, he's just going to wait for the smoke. Instant reaction, which MIBR always have. Lose B main, insta drone towards middle to see who's there.
Yeah, that is really the one option he's got.
And there's nothing to see. This is the methodical G2 kicking in at a time like this. And Aspas has made use of that refraction.
Yeah, they're not going to give him an inch. And they know when that Arc Rose is popped after the Nebula drop that someone is taking an angle. Let's just stay hidden. Let's make them think we're not actually over towards B. And then we're going to go there for the...
Is he just waiting for the recharge of the flash?
The gate crash. This is awkward for Aspas now. Nightfall comes in. Verno going to be affected.
There's a guy next to him.
Try and buy some time. A tight angle for Aspas, but he threads the needle. It's traded though. Jorgamo gets into the side.
This feels like he's playing all the pauses that a Yoru would play.
There is a retake wall for Zenom that he can throw down. But G2 now can swarm over this B side and his crossfire to be set
Yoru would always get out.
Leaf has rotated. He's made it over to the team.
Nice deep ball for G2.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to fight through this. Playing in the one way.
Where are we? Arc Rose, you can hear it being thrown down. That is a G2 one, so a little bit awkward for the players in towards Link, and Jorg is tucked up on this corner. All right, suppression here on Jorg, little awkward.
Nicely done from Jorgamo. The patience from him in this round is outrageous. What did we just watch there?
The one sheriff in the round gets some value. It's gonna be
oh way, how did they do this?
We'll put a stop to him.
How did they do this? There was a flash hopefully on Leaf, and I think we tuned in late. I wanna say. I'm not sure.
Max for it. Artin, who's been a hero for this team, really a standout. Slow to start, but coming to life in a round.
Yeah, there was a flash. Dude, they were both flashed.
This last duel win off the tap, expecting the swing, snap onto Valen, beautiful. For the IGL, for the Brazilian team.
That was the economy for MIBR, just teetering the balance. That could have been curtains for them right there.
1, 2, 3 they can't buy if they lose this. 1, 2, 3. At 10-8, the difference between a close game or a relative, well, I don't want to say easy for G2, but comfortable.
It is teetering. Although, dimensional drift available here for Jorgamo. It is going to be important for that information. And tucked here is, couple tough rounds in a row for Leaf.
Time to slam your desk. It's when you get.
Leaf wasn't flashed. He flashed and then just ran through. Yeah, I think he might be right.
Can't predict like that.
It's enough to make
Just that we tuned on him late that I thought maybe there's a chance, but
sees plenty. And are you going to actually do this?
yeah, now this gets really weird.
Okay, Jorg is deep behind enemy lines. Looking to unravel Aspas here, who's still over at tower.
There's Aspas.
Get that,
yeah. Timing on this.
Just get pinched.
He's made noise. He's made sound. The jump, the dash, the dodge. Dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
How's he alive? Arten's managed to get the kill. Everyone's running for Aspas.
Here's the Armageddon over the site, but
there's so much util to try save him.
Jonah, who has it off angle. Still no plant. 20 seconds left.
Cortazir can get a kill. He gets his ult. With with the plant, Trent gets his.
He has Armageddon now, surely. Able to bring Artazine down, but
Ooh, nicely handled from MIBR. Salvo's flash send.
A little messy.
A little bit. There might be an understatement to the attempt from.
Yeah, they can pick up the op as well.
Convergent paths. Armageddon combo on the site.
I mean, they just don't expect.
He is just smashing his keyboard.
He's bongo cat on that keyboard right now.
He's hitting everything he's got. This is what kicked it off, though, and I would not blame Leaf if I look over at the stage and he's punched a hole through his monitor. It is so frustrating when you die like that, man.
He's just more level-headed than that, right? You can see the look on his face, though. You can see it hurt.
Aspas, no, he lived for a long time. He's delayed for a long time, and he nearly got the tail to save him also.
Timeout for Josh RT. The money for G2 is pretty dire. It's
Yeah, they got to equal this. They can get like 2 okay guns.
After planting the spike in the previous round, but never had the space, the time, the wherewithal to make use of it.
Perhaps an opportunity here. An ultimate like that, when you're finding maybe a cheeky kill to open things up, you're getting the spike down. Even though you have stingers, let's go for the risk. Let's send it. We could definitely expect right now Josh RT is giving G2 an idea as to what they could bring out on this round, where they're intending on bringing stingers into it, and then further than that, of course, when we get to the full buy round. But that should be one worth 2 for MIBR. They should be able to tie things up 10-all. Couldn't ask for a better showing from these two teams. The first time they've actually
triple stingers, still scary.
2 of the teams that we knew would be at the top of the Americas scene. They are delivering.
And this is a slightly newer look from G2 on this map as well, right? In the past, we've been seeing them run the chamber out on this map here.
Everyone is pretty far away from ults. There's one on each, but everyone's really far away from the ult cycle. The Astras are the closest.
It's just this util exchange. Well, I think one man on a mission, Valen, has taken all the space.
Yeah, and there's 4 people here. Drone goes in. They.
No way. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, you're kidding me! There's more where that came from. Those items going to move on this corner. No! 5-2! It could have been more! I swear! 56
Oh
health.
boy, what an absolute melt this was.
It's a stinger and Sheriff round!
That is not how the game is intended to be played.
A Valen of all people!
When we see that on Leaf's point of view, I'm going to be sick to my stomach, Mitch. That's not what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, Verno's going to clear that, man.
There is a plant to be had here. Jonah P is going to make sure of it. Guardian now picked up. Phantom as well. Artazine falls and it's down to Verno, who just says there is nothing to do here. Not a damn thing.
What a flattening round for MIBR.
Yeah, and this is go save my op on A call for sure.
With massive implications.
The most rascally, ratty moment there from Valen.
Not cleared by the drone. Oh, listen, with all the
picks
units exchanged,
picks up the op.
I understand.
That's imagine he doesn't hit this as well. Oh boy.
You just have to check it when you're running around that corner.
Okay, I mean, what a time to
everyone's hunting him.
Are we thanking
Salvos might have a chance.
I'm not sure.
It's possible. They will be thanking new G2 strategic handlers.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, what a thrifty round, and what a time to find
He got stuck on the wall.
How is he getting the second?
That is
just so slow to trade.
That's a insane shot.
He's locomoting.
Come on, man. That was, I think you just recreated what I did.
Bro,
on the
literally
jab.
skidded around the corner on his heels, bro. Okay.
That's the best reaction.
Okay, well, precise gunplay. Precise gunplay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What we'd like
Money.
To see. Here's G2.
Honestly,
you
you can get some drops though. G2 are kind of okay.
Spend more resources on re-clearing A main. Oh, buddy.
That was a
Yeah, no one
full
wants to
connection
reclear A
from
main
the
after that.
Superpowers.
Just
Oh,
let 'em have
Wildcats
it.
in.
MIBR have every reason to expect the worst of G2
Look
here.
at where Aspas
Once
is
again.
playing with the AWP.
They've tucked the Astra.
I like this double face setup from MIBR. If anyone on G2 explores a little bit too far, surely they'll be going down with immediacy.
It's very committed. There's no plaza presence for G2, no like anti-flank.
That being said, though, there could be some
Stroll
danger from the
into
Armageddon
Teo,
coming in,
force
because
them
it's always gonna
forward
go
with a
towards
stun and a
Dugout.
TP. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, Verno did good to get one, but that's a really nice hit.
Arcrose is active, but he's going to get ahead of it.
Valen, that is.
And Jonah P will have that plan. Only
crazy.
3 left to work with, and Aspas has to get in there with an op as well.
It's a high-pressure decision now for MIBR. Do we go for this 3
Yeah, and if
versus
you're going to go
4,
for it, you might as
or
well
do we
Vice
allow
ult.
G2 to get to 12, and we have to now
Look at
play
their
for
money.
OT?
They don't have a lot to work with.
Exactly that.
Big decision. Valen.
Definitely ulting after this. Does he expect the double?
And Jonah, though, gets the drop on him.
Verno
Aspas with an op, Verno
has to
here.
stay alive.
But he's on the side. He doesn't have the option to get out. Aspas has to slowly try and scale up an A-main control.
Oh, he hit the
keeps
shot.
himself away. It's up to Leaf. One singular. Leaf against a tornado that threatens to watch him away. He's got to take the fight.
No way, that's insane. That is insane that they managed to do that.
Go for the 3 versus 4.
They
There's
both
no
hit
way
nice
in hell
shots.
they're able to bring that back.
They
What
both
was the
hit
shot that
really nice
Bruno
shots.
hit, by the way, in the midst of the Aspas flank. Looked like he connected onto someone jump peeking, maybe. Instant headshot. What a risk to take. Again, it's the pressure of the decision in this situation. Do you go for it, or do you play for OT? They send it.
Oh, he hits the saturate as well on Leaf.
That you can
I
just...
got you that time, Vermer. I got you. I understand our man, but one more left lane.
Dude, they're still talking about the
Yes,
comms.
I was thinking, that's what I was about to say,
I
bro.
would have said that honestly. if
They're
it
still
if they
talking
asked
about
me.
the comms. He understood this
Okay.
one, amen.
That is wild. 2 wild rounds back to back. MIBR fought their way back into the game with this unprecedented levels of audacity, but it was in reciprocation of what G2 had shown on round 20. So that's the game we have on our hands now, folks. 1 round in it. Artazine, well, we saw what he did with this very weapon on Split in his last game.
Both teams are really suffering economically right now, so you can see the weight that that's going to have on this round win for either team. And as Aspas gets that control towards B, it's forward position from Artzin and Link. Of course, one Prowler could put him in a precarious situation.
He is the judge guy.
And a clone, which he is wisely avoids. Artazine here now is just going to say, right, well, I may as well make myself useful here.
Yeah, and we
inform them
popped
back.
Aspas, and he's kind of in the one and done pause again.
Kokomo might have gotten ahead of him there.
Oh, he dodged it well, but
Jeez! Okay, Aspas has to get out of there now. Tries to buy himself a little bit of time. The salvos will come down. Smoke comes up. Aspas is clipped by it, but he's still healthy.
Oh, that was such cool pathing by him to dodge the stealth drone, but
oh,
couldn't take
Artzin gets
advantage of
into
good
the
movement by
pause
connecting the shot.
with the judge. How greedy do we get?
He's always there, bro.
It's a good reposition.
Okay.
And he's dodging the knuckball.
Still, Trent is trying to check that corner, but Leaf doesn't turn around. He's going to be traded. Artazine, though, gets his with the judge. Jonah with a plant. Aspas here with that refract active, so has to pull out. Might have seen a little bit there, but didn't have a chance to do much.
Wants to go for the miracle shot. Can't blame
No
him. Two
ults.
MIBR players
Verno has
now
salvos.
has a long way to go on the rotate. And Cortezia wants to flank. If you look at the bottom of the minimap there, Trent has his eyes on
I'm pretty
him.
sure Valen
Down.
has no stars.
shield wall.
It's a real late duel coming in from Cortezia here.
Keeping his gaze on this flank, and he does spot out Cortezia as the rest of MIBR intend on
Oh,
going
that's
in.
a big
Smoke,
kill.
though, is dissipated in tower, and Aspas is
Definitely
now
want
ready
to smoke
drop
the
to
spike.
ground
Smoke
and
goes
flag,
out on
so
the
his
spike
life
here. We need
depends
to
on it.
tap this
And
early.
the map definitely does.
Need to tap
Here's
this
Verno
early.
here with Valen. Trent has to stand tall, but it's just Trent. Jeno
Can
going
get
for the
half.
defuse. It should be expected.
He's gotta get
got
the
a
half.
He does fall though. 3. Oh, no! Gets clipped by it. Now Verno half trying to go for the.
Oh my god, what is this? It's
With
intense.
just 1 second
It
on
is
the clock
intense.
alone, praying that a bullet wouldn't connect to his head. The spam through the double nebula.
Cool, it's a cucumber, of course.
Stone face.
Okay. What are these rounds, man? Look at Aspas gets clipped by this. He thinks it just goes a little too early.
Did he clip
To
two,
the
right?
rescue, of course, is the newest addition. Unreal.
Just 1 second remaining.
Well, if that doesn't get your blood pumping.
Do you think Bruno celebrated in English or Spanish thereafter?
Okay, knife goes in, hits 2, and Verno just got here and he has the bait. Oh god. But Leaf's gonna hear the... Oh, this is weird. This is so weird.
No, Verno! He doesn't see him crossfire, so Leaf gets his, and Artisan doesn't have enough time to respond! He's also affected by some util there. Might have been Nova Pulsed. Shannon backs away, Steel Garden. Force him onto the secondary, and Jonapi's gonna have to plant. Player advantage here for G2. Aspas with an
Aspas
outlaw.
has an outlaw and can one-shot everyone apart from Leaf.
Cortezia on this corner.
No way, that is... That is the person that could tank a shot here. That's might be able to do it. Would they expect a double here? I mean, Cortezia might spot him out. Got the gun upgrade. Oh, they didn't expect. I'm not even sure they expected one there with the peaks. Okay, G2, one chance to do it.
By no means flush with cash. But for MIBR, it's an even uglier story. They're going to try and stay in the game now. Going to have to with a Stinger, Sheriff, Guardian mix.
I love how they set up his post plant with that double face, knowing that, okay, Cortezia, he's going to be coming through art in this moment. We both have our crosshairs there. The other MIBR players, they're going to be swinging from the right side. Perfect way to dismantle that. You can see the frustration of Coach Fraud's. Josh RT kind of keeping his cool on the right.
I mean, really, I'm looking at the ults thinking that MIBR should probably have this.
Oh wow, convergent pass popped here by Aspas.
Uh-oh, there go 2 of your ults.
Yeah, they're just hoping they
Just take the orb to get it away though. Yeah. Take the orb to get it away and they got the ult. The trade for 2 ults for an ult.
OT is on the line, map is on the line.
Artisan's got to respect this though, he has an ult command.
Oh.
Shoulder pick, sees now code, the Astra util, that's a bit scary.
Oh, he holds really strong though. He holds really, really strong. Does he keep the angle? Damn, they can keep the stack over towards B, and G2 used so much util that they're pretty sure he pushed off of A. 3 players, and they have Astro.
Leaf getting space towards B main at the moment. But MIBR...
Oh, Aspas.
They've stacked up in the right place, but they don't think he could be that close.
Finally, some redemption for Leaf. He's been on the receiving end of some rough timings in this game, and he gets a freebie, and what a time for it too.
Yeah, and Leaf goes for the lineup here.
Fight in this site, they'll dig their heels and set up his crossfire.
Verno was in between those. Oh, Jorg.
Oh boy, this is a nightmare to get through here. 20 seconds to force through a crossfire.
They can't even get through this wall, there's too much util.
A plant though for Trent, if he gets it, gives him that Armageddon here. G2 are going to have to swing this wall now with 13 seconds left in the round. Cortezia deals with 1, Verno comes out for 2. It's just Leaf, no time left to plant.
And he's got a plant.
Leaf knows it. Try to lead this round with a shred of dignity is the plan. He's going to go for an attempt.
Yeah, that's the round done. Holy hell, overtime? This is it's a really intense game, man. There's so many rounds that are incredibly close.
Cosmic divide out at the perfect time. Nebula behind it, just so much delay. And it was that mid-round read as well from MIBR. I'm assuming Artson calling for that. Rotate for his squad over to this site. Understanding that G2 are probably going to hit that after they had taken all of that control of A with the early ultimates expended. Excellent way to get them into OT. Neck and neck game. Both teams are showing out.
So sick from Verno there as well. He's affected by some of those guided
Okay,
salvos.
G2 had a lot of success on defense, and a good amount of it was because of just Leaf's util being hard for MIBR to deal with.
Moses up against the barrier like a kid in a candy store.
Pop flash over the top to fight for
Flash for A main. They don't get too much for the salvos. Trent.
Keep your foot on the pedal.
I was gonna say, does he feel like they've crossed or not? Wait, are they just gonna insta-hit this? This drone's gonna clear everything. What? That is huge. Instant reaction, 2-person push down, as we can see. We got Cortezia on a really late look, and I tell you what, MIBR didn't use that much util. Oh, that was great anti-flash from Artson, by the way. The anti-flash from Artson and Verno, everyone decided to fight here. And then they enable Cortezia with the luck as well, and they just cleared middle, so they're not going to think he's here. Ooh, Tevenade. Only one of you can survive. Artsin gets the VIP seat.
The Titanic goes down, only one player's left for MIBR in that space, but Artsin will make good on the
Yeah, I was going to say.
MIBR got up to 13.
He had to get one off though, claiming the seat.
So cool on attack and really putting an emphasis on that distance that the Waylay can cover, how quickly they can get past the site into dugout, fight forward.
It's like a Mario Party game. It actually was. Who gets to the area first?
Retake style on defense. It's that interruption when G2 are in the transitional moment, setting up, frustration setting in. Oh, with Josh RT calling timeout now. Map on the line.
And it wasn't just Aspas getting deep there onto the A site. Before him, a ton of that util for MIBR was being set that far forward as well.
Please don't show Emir that Teo can combo with other agents. Bacon, I can tell you didn't watch the foot comp. Need to watch the foot pole, mate. It's already out there.
Verno up to 19 and 15 here. Aspas, of course, leading the way, but the newest addition here for MIBR has looked stellar. So solid.
In the first 5 rounds, they had like 4 kills from util. Scrimmed it? Yeah, it's kind of sick.
You know, it felt like when we were watching MIBR and kickoff, not just felt like, we know these guys are just scratching the surface. Again, rookie team that Aspas had built. Cortezia, Shenum new to this level of play entirely. First year in the VCT. Artzin not having an opportunity on a top team like this. You knew
the only talking point at the moment is Aspas getting the op-out.
Really becoming, you know,
if I'm G2, I definitely feel like I could punish him when he plays closer. Like, I would probably be tempted to do some kind of fake A pressure and to punish him. He keeps playing close on Age and they can't get out.
MIBR looking to take that gamble to secure their map choice of Pearl. G2 no early action A main.
Okay, flash pressure over towards B. Double star down over towards A, but they didn't actually do anything with it. Drone goes deep over towards A. And MIBR kind of trade a bit of map control. A main for door.
They never did this on their attack side. They never cared
it's the first time.
Through mid doors. They left it alone entirely, Wyatt.
Does he want to flash send it?
It's just a fake, right? There's a gate crash out. There's a clone thrown in.
There's a flash off going off the door here.
Over to the left-hand side of the map, while they take some presence in a main.
Okay, he has cleared it though. Oops. Question mark cleared. It was like they traded this bit of map control for this, then now they traded it back. Knife goes in. It looks like it hit 3.
Feels like too much of a risk.
There's a world where it didn't hit the Astra.
Back to the site. We want to re-clear elsewhere. Yeah, let's try and get up into Art now.
Big play. Look at Cortezia. Look at this big play.
Good timing for that as well. Letho finds Verno. It's traded out there over towards R.
Oh, he's running. Oh, he's running.
There's an Arcros thrown down, but a beautiful wallbang.
Speaking of big plays, what is that kill?
It's looking dangerous for G2. Jorgamo and Valen. Against 2, it's gonna be Jor versus Aspas for the map potentially.
Aspas with the operator still in
and they have
hand.
no idea that he has an op and they're pushing into him.
Through Flower.
Again, a quick adjustment though, a flick and he'll have it. He sees the gun barrel.
Oh, he knows where the second is.
Checks it. It doesn't get any better than that, folks. Valen now alone.
The incredible reposition from Cortezia, pressure from Arp just because of where he was. And they saw him go sight. Damn, MIBR. Really, really nice. Big map from them. Dude, fun map to watch. Yeah, really sick map.